Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, why is it echoing? Oh, hey guys. Sorry, I'm just playing with the new mic here. Um, welcome to New 3 Count with Gino. Today, and also Cody, come on, doggy. There you go, doggy. Today's going to be important one. We're going to be doing SummerSlam for night one and night two predictions here. As you can see, Cody here is very excited because I think we're about to see the turn of Cody Lander. For those of you who don't know what I mean, I'm also not the biggest comic book nerd, but it has to do with the movie called Heroes? No, not Heroes. Sorry, Homelander from I can't remember the name of the show, but it's on Prime. For those of you that are comic book people, that will remind me in the comments below. Sorry, I forgot. We also have one of the most random names for shoes in the history of mankind. As Lyra Valkyria is now calling her shoes Becky Stompers. God bless Lyra, but that's probably one of the stupidest things I've ever fucking heard. With that being said, let's pull up SummerSlam's card, the two nighters, and I think we're going to be in for one shock that people won't see coming. I think we're going to have two new world champions on both nights of SummerSlam. And I'm not talking women's champions either. And I'm not talking mid-card champions. We may even have three, if my predictions are correct. But here we go. SummerSlam night one, Saturday, August 2nd. This is the lineup of card that Wikipedia has and WWE's announced. Apparently, Tiffany Jade, Randy, and Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan. That is if Drew McIntyre can actually get back in the country. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Drew is actually stuck in the UK with passport issues, and WWE is rushing to try and get him back. We will see. Then we got Gunther CM Punk, the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to the Bronsons, and Sammy and Karrion. Sami Zayn, Karrion Cross, I should say, for those of you that are unsure what I'm talking about. And apparently, there's rumors going around that Karrion Cross and Scarlett have not signed new contracts yet, and there's others that saying they have. But we'll talk about that when we get to them. I'm just telling you the cards right now, and then we're going to go through the prediction. Night 2, we got John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Naomi versus Rhea versus Io. So we got two women's titles matches on this card, as well as two on the other card. Becky is versus Lyra, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Rhea Ripley, sorry, I meant to say, and Io Sky, just giving first names here. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. So we have one, two, three, three matches on this entire card that aren't for titles. The rest are all for titles. Four, sorry. Every single match on night 2 is for a title. There is only one, two, three matches aren't for titles, and they're all on one card. That's on Saturday's card. So also sorry they have not updated it yet, but on the SummerSlam card we are going to have um Andrade and Rey Fenix versus DIY versus Fraxium versus the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy of the Wyatts. And they're all going after the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a TLC match. I'm not sure if they've announced on Saturday or Sunday yet. I'm assuming it's probably going to be for Saturday, or how many matches in each card? I'm assuming it's going to be for Sunday, because Saturday has 6 matches. Um, so, let's get started with these predictions, guys. I think the very first match into all of SummerSlam is either going to be either Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross, or Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre. Once again, it all based on if Drew McIntyre can get back in the States. I think WWE is going to play it safe here. They're gonna put it in two very good hands that are two very good wrestlers. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross is a story that is being told very, very, very well. So Karrion Kross just wants Sami to turn evil to prove his true colors. He'll do anything to win the title. And Sami Zayn is trying to say he is not evil and he will not seek to win this title. Um, Karrion Kross has actually tagged Sami Zayn a few weeks in a row now. Um, just the fact that Karrion and Scarlett don't have titles right now. I mean, contracts. Sorry, makes me kind of worried what WWE's gonna do with this story here. But I think they will have contracts by the time this is all done and over with. And to keep this story going, and Charlotte Sammy's willing to do anything. I think he will cheat a little bit in this match, but I think Karrion Kross will get the upper hand and get this series. I'll leave it at one. But if WWE knows that Carrie and Scarlett aren't coming back, which I'm not 100% sure yet, I think they're going to play this smart, but they're also going to do a little bit of an underhanded tactics here. Sorry, guys, should have been a bit your nose. Um, I think Sammy may pull heel tactics, and you may see Karrion kind of shaking his head in approval as he is telling Sammy, "See, I told you you had this in you to do this." So I guess in a roundabout way, for the very first match on SummerSlam, I am picking Sami Zayn to beat Karrion Kross. And then I think we're going to go right into Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. We may even do Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. We may even do the tag team titles, and I'm assuming it's going to be one of those three. It's going to go up next. But I'm now 100% convinced Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross is going to kick off all of SummerSlam. Um, just because the women's championship is kind of a prestigious title and a little bit more important of the two that are being defended on that night. Since where the fuck is the United States Championship? Like ever since Julia won it, ever since Chelsea Green lost it, I should say, it has not been important, never been defended anywhere. We know Julia's a champion, but all she does is stand backstage and do nothing. Um, we're gonna say that the women's tag team championships are next. Um, there's one or two ways this can play out. Raquel and Roxanne hold them till Liv comes back, and then Raquel, who's been defending Liv this whole time and kind of stick up for Liv, turns on Liv, and Liv leaves the Judgment Day. Or Liv tries to get her title back from Roxy, and Roxy just pretends to give it to her and beats her down. And they kick Liv out of the Judgment Day that way. That's my one theory. And Charlotte turns on Alexa right after this match if they lose. Or Charlotte and Alexa win these titles and they go on a little bit of a run, and then Alexa turns on Charlotte and finally joins the Wyatt Six, which everyone thinks is going to happen, and they're going to do to Charlotte what they did to The Miz, just torture her the way they did him. There's so many ways the story could play out, so I'm not sure who's actually going to win this match. There's so many different ways they can go with this. Um, the Judgment Day's got such an interesting thing going on right now. They're just on fire with everything. But if they do lose the titles with Liv, Raquel, be like, if this was Liv, we wouldn't have lost. Trying to blame it on Roxy, even if Raquel's the one that gets pinned. Um, in all honesty, I have no goddamn clue how this is going to play out. This is one that's actually got me stumped. I thought this would be one of the easier ones to predict on the card. Or does Charlotte show her true colors and walk away from Alexa? Do Charlotte and Alexa pull off what some people call an upset, even though they are the better athletes of the two teams, solely because there's two that are very good athletes, and Roxanne is well above the tag team division, in my personal opinion. But she also is now an NXT Tag Team Champion and a WWE Tag Team Champion, as well as an NXT Champion. Hmm. 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 I don't know how they do this. Um, I'd like to see how things play out when Liv comes back. If they don't have the belts, which she calls blame on Roxanne instead of Raquel. But if they hang on to the belts, is she gonna start believing that Roxanne is there to help with the Judgment Day and let down her guard, they tackle it and throw her out? Or does Charlotte and Roy and Alexa go on a run with those titles, and then Charlotte finally shows her true colors after a while, realizing she's Charlotte Flair and she's above being a tag team champion. Um, this is a really weird one here. There's so many different ways they can go with this. I'm going to go with our first surprise of the weekend, of many surprises, I think. I'm gonna say that Charlotte and Alexa win these belts solely because I want to see what happens with the Judgment Day if they start losing everything. Um, that's just I'm very interested in Judgment Day story side of the story here, more so than what they do going forward with Alexa and Charlotte. So therefore, I'm going to say Alexa and Charlotte win these titles. Um, Following that, I'm going to say the match I've seen 3 times already: Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. And unless Randy Orton turns heel and beats the fuck out of Jelly Roll halfway through this match, because he is bipolar and you can tell he's bipolar as fuck. Um, I don't see Jelly Roll and Randy Orton winning this match. Also, it's concerning if Drew McIntyre doesn't come make it in time. Who do they have to replace Drew? There's not very many stars there that can do this as a heel. But you gonna bring in like Sheamus? Sorry. I love Sheamus, but that would make no sense because Sheamus is actually embroiled in a feud with Rusev. Um, which itself could be a pay-per-view match, but that's neither here nor there. So far, I think this might be the most predictable match on the entire card. If you guys see a light flashing in the background, that is my new microphone. It's LED, so it does flash. Um, I think Jelly Roll and Randy Orton win. I think Jelly Roll pins Logan Paul. That's my personal prediction, and I hope to God Logan Paul's gone from the WWE soon. But I know he won't be. Then we're going to have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. This is another interesting one because my prediction is very, very wrong because I thought Naomi be cashing in tonight on that night and taking it from Jade after Jade beat Tiffany for the belt. But after seeing Jade's last couple matches, I don't think Jade is anywhere close to being championship material of any sort. And that's no disrespect to Jade. Don't get me wrong, the girl is good, very good. But I still think she's too green to be champion. Um, there's a reason why AEW only put a mid Carter's title on her, never put the heaviest, I mean, their most important title on her, sorry. Mm-hmm. Then again, I think Tiffany's starting to lose a little bit of the steam she had, but also Force of Rome, as you guys can see the hat in the background there. Um, good joke on my words. Um, this is another weird one. So both the women's matches so far have been very interesting to pick. I guess Tiffany go heel, she loses the belt, just beats the fuck out of Jade after the match is over, and then Jade goes on a babyface run for a while until Bianca comes back and Bianca shows her true colors, turns on Jade, attacks her, and tries to take her belt from her. And then the whole story around goes fast forward, full forward with Naomi and Bianca celebrating with their women's titles after they lose the tag team titles. Um, does Tiffany just keep rolling? I mean, WWE seems so rushed to put Jade in this position if it makes sense. I mean, she's getting better, but you can still see where there's points where she messes up big time. Like, I'll go back once again to that front of the Queen of the Ring match with Asuka. Poor Asuka. Poor Asuka. Um, hmm, hmm. I'm going to make this the first person who keeps the title at the shows or the show of the summer. 90% of me is thinking that Jade is going to win the belt, and I should probably lean that way. But there's a big part of me that thinks they're not ready to take the title off of Tiffany yet because how over Tiffany kind of is, even though a little bit of her momentum is going. But after that match with Trish, which is absolutely unreal. Um, even though it was only about 5 minutes or 8 minutes, sorry. It was very good in that 8 minute span. That's about as long as Jade can wrestle. So do you want a champion that can only wrestle about Cody? Do you want to wrestle a woman that can only wrestle about 6 minutes as your champion? I don't know if WWE wants to go that direction. Jade's proven. I mean, sorry, Tiffany was proven she can go for a while. Go back to WrestleMania 41 versus Charlotte, or a few matches with Nia. She's actually been shown she can go in a match. That is my only reason I'm going to pick Tiffany over Jade, because she's proven she can go for longer than 6 minutes. And that's no disrespect to Jade whatsoever. That is just my personal feeling and belief on the matter. I think Jade is good. I think Jade is a superstar, but I don't think Jade needs a belt. All right, guys. Following that, we're going to have how to get down. Um, so we're gonna have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think this. I think this might be one of the more predict. Sorry, guys, Toddy's on bananas back there if you can hear. I think this might be another one of the more predictable matches on the card, or it may not be, but I think it might be solely because Jay and Roman got laid out a few days before the card, and usually you know what happens. If somebody gets laid out, they usually win at the pay-per-view. And also Bronson Reed took Roman Reigns' shoes. Um, I just don't know if Braun Breaker's going to take the pin or Bronson's going to take the pin. I think Bronson's going to take the pin, unfortunately. I just don't know who's going to pin him. It's either going to be Jay or Roman. Neither one of them actually need to win this match because this match does nothing for them to win. But I also think there's a little bit of a story foreshadowing this because, like I think Jay and Roman do win. I think there might be a little bit of a tease between them and the fact that there may be a little bit of animosity still due to what Paul Heyman's promo was. Um, but I also do believe that they're gonna win. I think Braun Reed's gonna take the pin, unfortunately, because Braun Breaker does not need to be pinned right now at this moment. The guy is absolute fire. Um, but like I said, there's a caveat to this, guys. Following that, we're gonna have CM Punk versus Gunther, and I think we're gonna have one of our biggest shocks of the weekend. Double shock, actually, because I think this is gonna be an absolutely one of the best matches you see all year long. These are two very good professional wrestlers. CM Punk is not as good once as he once was, but I'm as good once as I always was. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. I'm not the biggest country fan, but I know that. Um, and this is why I say the shock is gonna happen. I think CM Punk is going to beat Gunther. He's going to celebrate for a little bit, and we all know that Seth Rollins is Monster Money in the Bank. I think his music's going to play. They're going to tease like he isn't coming down. He isn't coming down. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to back out from ringside, kind of distract CM Punk, beat him down a little bit. You hear Burn It Down again. Seth Rollins hits CM Punk with the stomp as we try to get up from the beat down. And we have a new world champion as we go off the air on SummerSlam, and it isn't CM Punk. It's kind of ironic because CM Punk had the same thing happen to him. They get Drew McIntyre with that Damien Priest. So it's kind of playing forward, right? And Seth Rollins will have his second cash in as many attempts. Absolutely brilliant. He's cashed in twice and defended one and been cashed in on once. Wrong house. Wrong house. Sorry, guys. Um, that being said, that is going to be night one. Um, now let's talk about night two, guys. Night two, we're going to start off with. I think it's to start off with AJ, or what? It's going to start off, yeah, AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. And if we follow the rules of wrestling, in that really good six-person gender tag match that we just saw on Raw, we're gonna get where Dominic Mysterio is pinned by AJ Styles. Unfortunately, due to what I just said, I think Dominic Mysterio is going to be the member of Judgment Day who keeps his title this weekend. I think it's been an absolutely brilliant match. AJ Styles is still one of the best in the world. Dominic Mysterio gets better with every single match. I think there might be a little bit of outside interference. We may even see the triple El Grande Americano, maybe double. We'll see, because there is two now. One of them is more than likely Pete Dunne. The other one is definitely Ludwig Kaiser. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I think it should be a lot of interference, a lot of dick interval distractions, inside, outside interference, whatever you want to call it. Um, Shout out to Simon Miller on the dick comment. Um, but yes, I believe AJ Styles got his win on Monday. Therefore, AJ Styles is not winning the Intercontinental title on Sunday. Unfortunate, but I think that's the way they're going to play it. Dominic Mysterio is just way too popular to have this title taken from him right now, and way too over. But also, it's also a Liv factor. Say if he wins and they lose Liv, about how's Liv going to react when Liv comes back? Is she going to blame Dom for getting distracted and letting Raquel get involved? Is she gonna speak? Oh, Dom, look, you still have your belt, but I don't have mine no more. And kind of feel guilty, keep make him feel guilty about that. Like I said, it's all for me, all about how the Judgment Day does things and what happens with the Judgment Day. That's my personal opinion. I could be very wrong. I could be getting all of these wrong, but I could also be getting them all right. Um, Following that, we're going to go with. I think we're going to go with Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. And I don't know if you guys saw Bailey's promo on Monday, but I think she's going to play a big factor in this match. And I think Bailey is going to screw Lyra because if Lyra does not win, she's not get a championship match while Becky is champion. The series is 2-2. Becky's beat Lyra like twice. Lyra's beat Becky twice. They both won a belt from each other. As a matter of fact, Lyra's defended a belt against Becky and actually pinned her to defend that belt where Becky has never pinned. No, sorry, Becky did pin Lyra to win the belt. My apologies. Becky's pinned Lyra's pinned Becky to defend and win the belt where Becky's only pinned Lyra to win a belt. Becky's never actually defended a title one-on-one versus Lyra. Every time she goes to defend a belt one-on-one versus Lyra, she loses her belt. I think Bailey is going to crack because she's not won in a while, and she's going to show a little bit more of that tease that we've been seeing for a while about her trying to go a little bit heel, but a little bit does conflicted in what she's doing. Um, and I love Lyra. I think I've loved Lyra since England or Ireland, whatever you want to call it, when she was Ioffa Valkyria, Ioffa Valkyrie, sorry. Um, I don't know if putting the belt on Lyra right now again is the right decision, or if letting Becky heal it for a little bit more is brilliant. And have you Bailey take it away from her at the next show, and then have Lyra take it from Bailey after a while. These three are playing hot potato with it because unfortunately WWE does not use any other woman in that um gooey middle. I don't think Nikki Bella should be anywhere near any of these titles because I've seen Nikki Bella wrestle twice now, and Nikki Bella is still shit. She was shit 15 years ago, and she's still shit now. Sorry. Like I said, I think Bailey's going to play a huge outcome in this match. I don't think Lyra's going to win, but 70% of me is kind of thinking she is, but I also think Bailey's going to have a huge reason why she does not win. Therefore, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch. Um, Following that, we're going to have a steel cage match for the United States Championship. And you know, Tama Tonga's MFTs are definitely going to get involved. Here's the thing: I think Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso are also going to get involved. And I think we're going to see Tama Tonga come out. Sorry, Tonga Loa come out. No, sorry, Tama Tonga. And I think everyone's going to think he's going to side with Solo, but due to the way that they treated Jacob Fatu while he was gone, and you can see that Jacob and Tama kind of had a bond. I think Tama's going to turn on Solo as well, because there's a rumor that our Big Jim is now going to the going to Raw to re-team with his brother. So we're going to have Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu taking on the MFTs. I think at one point when we have the MFTs and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. But I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this steel cage match. There'll be a lot of teases about Solo Sikoa winning. A lot of close near escape from Solo. him just running around like a coward in this match, my prediction. Because I love this Solo Sikoa. I love this version of Solo, and a lot of people don't. In my personal opinion, I think Jacob Fatu regains the belt this weekend. Then we see what happens from there. It's a long prediction because there's a lot of matches. Following that, we're going to have Naomi versus Rhea versus Io Sky. This is going to be the match of the entire weekend. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Um, sorry that tables out in chat. There's matches to be announced for night. I'm assuming it's going to be Sunday because every match on Sunday is a title match. Like I said, we're going to pick that one next. Um, Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. This is going to be an absolutely brilliant match. All three of these women are insane. Um, we've seen what Rhea and Io can do alone solely because of what they did at Evolution, which replacing Bianca with Naomi. And those people that don't realize how good Naomi is, you guys can go to hell and fuck yourselves. Naomi's extremely good. You saw my reaction when she won the belt. She deserves this. She should go on a bit of a title run. Unfortunately, I think Steph Van Kerr's taking the belt from her in France, or as in Nikki Bella call her, Stephanie Vecquay. Apparently, she's French. Um, but like I said, Stephanie's definitely gonna be taking this belt from Naomi. But I think Naomi will defend it a few times, including here at SummerSlam. I think Rhea and Io are gonna go away from the title for a little bit. I think Io's finally and Rhea's finally gonna snap and turn heel, and she realizes she can't get her belt back, and she's gonna blame a lot of it on Io. And maybe the other, well, no, they shouldn't even feud with each other anymore. I think that feud has run its course. But we'll see what WWE does. But I think these two are going to feud off of each other. Naomi's going to sneak in like a weird cowardly champion that she is. She's going and psychotic champion that she is, and she's going to win the belt, retain the belt, I should say. Following that, we have, and let me run these teams off for you one more time. Um, we have the White Six, like they're sick, not six and number six, like they're sick. Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix, the only team without a name, versus DIY, which is Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa, which is also Do It Yourself, versus Fraxium, which is Axiom and Nathan Fraser, versus Motor City Machine Guns, which is Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, versus The Profits, which is Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, who now have B-Fab in their corner once again. Once again, what the hell happened to Michin? She's not even on TV anymore. It hasn't been for the last couple of weeks. I don't understand it. Maybe Keith Lee's sick again. Um, this is the first time we've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 TLC ladder match. That might be a lot of bodies. There's gonna be a lot of collisions. There's gonna be a lot of insane moves to all 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these men are insane. I know it's counting like I'm the count there for a second. I don't know why. Um, I think it's too early to take the tag team titles off the Wyatts. If you're gonna put them on anyone in this match, it's gonna be Andrade and Ray Phoenix. But I think it's too early. I love this psychotic, this unhinged version of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa thinking they're the leaders of the entire tag team division. Axiom and Nathan Fraser are absolutely insane, bona fide superstars in my opinion. Like I said, I love DIY. Motor City Machine Guns, I love them in Impact. They're not really doing much for me in WWE. The Profits are the Profits. I don't know what WWE is doing with them right now. They had a decent little title run. It wasn't the most memorable of things. It was good though. But like I said, I think it's a little too early since they just won them like 3 weeks ago to take the titles off of the Wyatts. I'm interested to see what Dexter Lumis and Joe do. I'm interested to see what Dexter Lumis. Toddy! Toddy! She doesn't agree with me, see? I'm interested to see what Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy can do in this match, and you know what everyone else in the match is capable of doing. Andrade's testicles have to be careful of the ladder. If you get the inside joke, you'll get it. Andrade's probably like, fuck, I don't know that match. Sorry, guys. Toddy is going nuts back there. Um, but yes, like I said, the White Six win. Following that, we have a street fight for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I feel it's only going one way, one only. Cody Rhodes wins. And Cody Rhodes finally tells himself to The Raw, as it's been a play the whole time. And Cena, who was kind of playing a heel, but really a face the whole time, is now going back fully face to end his career. And Cody Rhodes is going to go on the hero run of all hero runs, and a lot of people are going to hate him. That's my personal opinion. He's going to be The Rock's personal champion. It's going to be like when Stone Cold went to the Vince turn. It didn't work then. I don't know if it works now, but we'll see what happens. On that note, you guys, let me know below in the comments below what you think of night one and night two. Who do you think wins? Who do you think doesn't win? If I'm wrong, if I'm totally off basis, or if I'm right on the money. Anything you guys want to know or talk about, just leave comments and we'll talk again. Bye, guys.